Good morning and welcome back to the channel. I'm driving to a location on the North Kent coast today. I'm going to Faversham and Faversham Creek, and I'm hoping to get some images there. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, so the roads are very quiet, and it's the first time I've really been out in the car other than going to the vets a couple of times for one of the dogs while we were actually in lockdown. So this is a bit of a first. I've got all the gear with me. I've even got the new drone, the little DJI Mavic Air 2, which I'm hoping to put through its paces today. The objective is really just to get out and see what I can find. It's going to be a sunny day with a little bit of cloud. There's some very high level and medium level cloud at the moment. The sun is quite up already, and I don't know what I'm going to find there. I've Google mapped it and had a look, and there's a little creek I can get to, and I'm hoping there's some little boats there. Might be able to get sort of a nice bit of minimalist imagery, I'm hoping. I don't know if it'll be black and white or colour. It's a fact-find mission for me. I'm just going there on spec, and we'll see what we come back with. And today is my birthday, so I'm 1 year older, as most people are on their birthdays, and I'm celebrating several things. One is I've got over 800 followers on my YouTube channel, and that's not bad. It's now almost 6 months to the day since I started, and I've had over 100,000 views, which is quite a revelation to me. So I'm really quite pleased, and hopefully you guys are getting something from what I'm doing. I appreciate I've probably got a bit of a different style to most of the vloggers out there, but I hope I'm imparting some knowledge and some ideas and techniques and other such things, and you guys are getting some benefit from it. So let's get to Faversham and see what the place has in store for us. Well, that's all been a bit of a disaster, actually. First of all, I ended up in the centre of Faversham, which I needed to go through, to find they'd built a housing estate on the road which leads out to where the little creek is, and hadn't signposted anything about how to get out of this housing estate, which, by the way, was closed because it's still being developed. So I finally managed to put the postcode of the pub that's at the end of the lane here into my other sat-nav, and that managed to route me round rather arduously to find that when I got there, the car park for the pub was completely closed and roped off, and I had to reverse about half a mile down a track full of massive potholes. So not getting to that location today, so I'm just going to scout around and see what else there might be to take pictures of. I'm not overly hopeful. These things happen, unfortunately. So this video might never see the light of day. Well, there again, it might. It depends if I find something else on the way home. We will see. Okay, we've got a change of plan here. I'm going to actually head off up a little bit further along the coast to Reculver. It's still only 7:30 in the morning, and I did Reculver a few months ago, I think it was February, and the sound quality on the video was dreadful because I was getting interference from the microphone from somewhere else, and that was really messing up the sound quality. So it's a nice morning and the sky's interesting. I've got the drone with me, and early in the morning I doubt if there'll be anybody really there apart from a few dog walkers. So I'm going to get the drone out, and I'll see what I can get from there, plus some images. Reculver's a nice place. It's quite a nice location to take pictures from, so it's not really a particularly bad second best, but it's not that far. It's probably another 15 minutes drive, and let's see what we can get from there. Well, I'm here at it's Reculver Castle, Roman fort remains. I've had the drone up, taken a few shots, a bit of video, some B-roll, and it's rather nice here. The sky's a bit milky, there's a high level cloud, and I'm hoping to get some nice stills from here, so I'll go and set up and I'll talk you through what I'm going to take. Yes, it's a bit bright on the eye. Yeah, it's a lovely old building, or what's left of an old building, right on the edge of the coast here. I think the drone footage should show you just how prominent and spectacular a place it is. I've flown the drone right between both the towers and I've managed to not hit anything, which is an amazing and surprising thing I'm quite pleased about, but it's quite a handsome structure. I'm going to set up and take some images now, and I've just noticed there's a rabbit about 20 foot in front of me, completely ignoring me. Anyway, I'll ignore him then. Well, I found a location here. I'm just about 40 metres away from the ruin, and I'm going to set the tripod up and actually take a shot of it. I've got the light coming from over my shoulder here, so it's nicely lighting up this side of the structure. So I'll get the old tripod set up and I'll talk you through it. Now this is where the geared head comes really into its own. It's absolutely perfect for this. I'm just going to move you around a bit so you can see the tripod a bit. Yes, I've got the tripod set up and I've got the geared head on it, and what that's giving me is the ability just to fine-tune this shot quite nicely. It's, I think we'll have, well, I think we need polarizer wherever it is. Where is it? Right. That's better. Morning. Right. Right, okay, so I've got the polarizer on, and that's bringing the sky out beautifully. It's darkening the sky. There's a nice band of blue, and the smeared sort of, the cloud's quite wispy. It's quite attractive actually, so I'm setting up there. I'm just framing it quite tightly in. And I've been careful to make sure the different towers don't obscure each other, so there's air between each of them. In fact, I've just noticed there isn't, so I'll have to move fractionally this way. That is better. Right. Good morning. Okay, so that's quite a nice image. I'm quite pleased with that. Unfortunately, because I've tilted the camera backwards, the tower at the other end is leaning in at the top, so I'm going to have to correct that in post-processing. So what I'll do is take a slightly wider shot than I would otherwise take, so that I've got the leeway to open up the structure. Just frame that slightly better. Oh, that's a nice shot. That is a nice shot. I'll fetch you over and you can have a look at this. And it probably will appear in the vlog at some point, but if I don't know if it's too bright, can't see it. Okay, so we'll have to rely on the shot when it comes back, when I include it in the video. So let's just spin you back round there and carry on. So what I'm going to do is focus stack this. I don't really need to. I'm at f8 2/50th of a second. I want ISO 100 So that's 250 f8 ISO 100. Beautiful blue sky. That's looking quite nice indeed. 2-second timer. Thank you, Mr. Heaton. There's 2-second timer on that. And there we have it. I'm going to bracket the exposure as well and take a slightly brighter shot just to bring the shadow detail out. So the sky is really very nice. That polarizer's really done a good job there. So let's just get the shadows to the point they're not clipping and take that shot. That's that. That'll work nicely. That's going to do really nicely. I'm pleased with that. That sky is really spectacular. Anyway, I'm going to move further down around in line with the actual structure and set up over here. Okay, I've got the tripod set up here, and what I've done is I've got it framing if I can swing you round enough, framing the two towers at the far end in the gap between the wall at this end. And I've got the polarizer on there. That's looking quite a nice image. I can't show it on the back of the camera because unfortunately that's not going to work, mainly because it's so bright you can't see the image on the back of the camera. I can see it, but this little Sony can't. So I'm going to move down onto the coast, or down onto the beach down here, and as the tide's out there might be some interesting rock pools, things of that sort, so I'm going to have a look to see what I can find. Might actually be quite a nice image to do a long exposure, sort of 30 seconds-ish, with the 10-stop filter on. So I'm going to move further away from the castle so that it's less obvious, or the ruin, so it's less obvious in the frame, so I can include more sky. And then the movement of the sky across the scene I think will actually add quite a lot to the actual the presence of the image. So I'm going to set up probably another 50 meters over there, back over to my left, your right, so that the castle's got the direct sunlight on it, or at least the diffuse sunlight on it, and the clouds which are building slightly, the lower level clouds coming in, that will just hopefully just streak across the picture and just add an extra dimension to it. Let's see how well that works. Well, as ever, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.